I remember it being a rough go. I guess I was a redshirt freshman, but we didn't execute that well, and our defense played really good. But they're a tough D, and we had a little problem scoring on them last year, and it's going to be pivotal to score points this year.
Because of your past experiences against that team, would this one mean a little bit more for you as a senior?
Well, I think, yeah. Obviously, it's a trophy game, so that's a big deal to us, and they've won that game the last 2 years, so this is a big game for us against a tough opponent.
You haven't been able to capitalize in important situations the last 2 years. Otherwise, it's wins and maybe wins big. Have you watched any tape from those 2 games, or are you just focused on them this year?
Well, yeah, obviously I watched our game with them last year, and it's just one of those games where I thought we moved the ball pretty well and didn't get points from it. So that's kind of been something we've struggled a little bit with this year, and we got to do a good job of getting points when we're down there. Because it's key against a tough defense and an offense that can score.
Their defensive ends seem to be real active and get to the quarterback. What have you noticed about them?
Yeah, I think that just goes right along with the trend. I think they got a lot of guys that can really fly around. They can cover some ground on defense, and that starts with their front 4 guys, and their back end guys are really fast as well. So they have a lot of good athletes on their defense.
When you guys came in on Sunday, was there any discussion about the trophy that's at stake or anything like that, or is it just kind of a...
No,
hey,
Sunday is more of a review day from the game before, and our attention will be completely turned to Minnesota, basically as of yesterday, but as a team today, so I'm sure there'll be something said about that today. That total balance has been a really positive for our offense. We want to be balanced. We need to be balanced. That's kind of how we're built. It's kind of how we're always been built, and we know how important that is to get a defense on their heels when you can run the ball.
You said the consistency was the biggest thing the offense needed to improve on. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think just we put together some drives where, you don't even have third downs, and then we get drives where we get a little behind the chains and get those 3rd and 11s and 3rd and 10. So I think just consistency on our every down basis of, if we get into 3rd downs, keeping it 3rd and manageable instead of those 3rd and longs.
That was what, the 4th quarter before you converted a 4th down last week?
Yeah, I think the 3rd down, yeah. That's just basically on the situations we're putting ourselves in, those long yardages, and then executing once we get there.
I'm sure you've seen on film by now the 4th and 4 play where it looked like Cavante was pretty open for long gain, maybe a touchdown. Is that just a case of where you didn't see him, or was there something that was supposed to happen with a route?
Well, no, it's a tough situation because it's a completely busted coverage. It's something you're not taught to ever see, and the only reason I saw it is because the guy was in my face. But it's one of those things where you wish you could capitalize, and due to the route scheme we had on, we really couldn't.
When you saw,
it'd be, I'd love to say just flip it out there.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, it seems so easy, but it was a look we had practiced against all week and something we were really prepared for, and then, just basically they busted.
Was it a pretty frustrating thing to see on, watching the first time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's something that there's a guy wide open and we couldn't get to him. That feeling's bad. Especially letting one slip away so close in the final seconds makes it even worse. But the bottom line was we didn't make enough plays, and Big Ten play, it's only going to get tougher from here. So start with a good opponent, a trophy game in Minnesota, and we're looking forward to it.
How do you handle the fans? You hear the criticism from the stands. After the game, I'm sure there's officials, but
it's obviously something that comes with the game, and it comes with the nature, and it comes with a loss like that. When you go back to a loss by 1 point or a last second, you can go back and see so many plays that could have changed it. And I think Coach Davis kind of talked. We played a pretty good offensive game, but we needed to score 33 points and not 31. So there's a lot of things we can correct to make sure that doesn't happen.
There seems to be, Coach Ferentz seems confident going either with Mark or Damon. And how much do you think that is the fact that, from what we can see, the run blocking of this line has been really good?
Yeah. And that's, you guys are seeing it correctly there. We're really blocking people well right now. And that starts with the play calling and get us into looks and plays that we're familiar with. And then those guys are running hard behind them. And I think it's nice. They're 2 completely different style runners, 2 two completely different things, but they're both effective, and that effectiveness definitely stems from the O-line.
Kirk spent some time in there with us defending you. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, obviously that makes me feel good. I don't think that I've lost any confidence or this offense has lost any confidence. I think we're a pretty confident bunch right now, and we've seen improvement the last 2 weeks, and we got to continue to see that.
Positives and trying to pull those out, because in losing it always hurts. So this Saturday I think we did take some steps forward as an offensive unit. Obviously we had a much better performance in the red zone, which is encouraging. But again, you look at the second and third quarter, we just didn't execute in some critical moments that could have affected the outcome of the game.
How difficult is it to look back to a tape like Saturday where so many things, if it goes your way, you could have won? I mean, is it difficult to kind of take pointers from that? You don't want to watch it?
Yeah, no, it hurts. And it's that old saying, if losing doesn't hurt, it's probably time to move on, right? So, it always hurts to go back and look at the tape, but it's important that we do. When we look at what we did well, focus on those things, because it's important, to see growth as a unit. That helps you gain confidence, but at the same time, we need to look at what we didn't do well and those weaknesses, and then focus on that during the week and improve on those, and try and just develop a more stable offensive unit.
How do you handle fan criticism? And after the game, I'm sure it was directed at probably the officials, but during the game there was some outrage.
Again, it's kind of you get what you deserve out there, and we went out there and we were flat at times, and we just stalled out at some critical moments, and I understand for the fans, it's frustrating, and it's frustrating for us as players too. But again, I stand by it. We have the best fans in this nation. We love the passion and their loyalty they bring to us every weekend in Kinnick. I know last weekend was a rough one, but I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to come in this Saturday, and they're going to make Kinnick a hostile environment and definitely make it an advantage for us.
How do you avoid the talk, though, as you walk around, say today, tomorrow?
I don't know. You put your headphones on, you put your head down, and put your hat down low, I guess. I don't know. No, it's tough. It's hard, but you got to do your best to just kind of understand that the only talk that matters is what happens inside of our complex, and that, as a team, even as seniors, we need to step up and, show the younger guys that the outside noise, it doesn't affect what happens inside here, and that today's another work day, and we're just going to start moving our sights towards Minnesota.
There are games where the fan base are clearly more energized for not only big games, whether they're against good teams, but also Iowa State, Minnesota, Wisconsin historically. How do you guys respond to that from the outside? I mean, I know you're internal, but it's clearly important to the people who support you and your program.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously always have those key mark games where a big name school comes in. Having a trophy game means a lot, so yeah, that obviously gets the fans energized. But the fans can only do so much. Then it falls onto us as a team. We need to go out there Saturday and keep them energized, give them something to cheer about. And at times last Saturday we were able to do that, and then at other times we did the complete opposite. So that goes down to the importance of a fast start, gets the crowd into it, gets them going, and in turn that energizes us as a team even more. So it's going to be important that we start fast this Saturday.
What about through the preparation process? I mean, do you anticipate any kind of reminders of what this game's about, or is it? I mean, once you're hitting, you're not going to care about a pig when you're 2nd and 7 in the practice field, but just kind of meetings and what have you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that glares the most out to us, I think, is when you watch the film from the last 2 years. It's embarrassing the way we played and the lack of emotion we showed, because, like you alluded to, this game means a lot, not just to our fans around Iowa City, but fans across the state and the nation. So, during the week, all you have to do is throw on the past 2 years' film to, get a little bit of motivation. And yeah, maybe if you're tired halfway through practice, you just think about that kind of image and what do you want put on tape this year.
Tobin gave you up as kind of the rah-rah guy before games. What kind of your message? What do you say?
You just want to get guys excited, ready to play. We all love playing football, and it doesn't take a lot, I think, to get football players excited. But, sometimes you got to give a little rah-rah, and if that's the case, so be it. But I don't know if I'm like your poster boy for that. Yeah.
Is the rah-rah thing from a head coach a little overrated? Guys should be motivated themselves.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I don't know if that's just because I'm cut from the same cloth as my dad or what, but I don't think it takes a lot when you walk out in Kinnick. I've described that feeling to a bunch of people. You walk out there and there's 70,000 cheering for you. If that doesn't give you goosebumps, I doubt anything else in life will.
what people on the outside say. It's nothing. What we take is that people from the outside don't really know what we're doing, don't know what's going on, they don't know how we're practicing, they're not out here practicing with us. So it's very easy to just be like, they really don't know. But it's always going to bother people, especially younger guys. Younger guys, it's kind of harder to bleep that out. But I mean, we got to focus on what we got to do.
Caught the tail end. You were talking about you, Micah, and Cavante being back there on the hand scene. Is when you have the guys up front, do you tell them anything about if the ball's coming right at them to like go for it, or is it something where you just have them?
We coach. The coaches coach. If you ball's coming screaming at them, let it go. Let the guys in the back handle it, because obviously it'll slow down by then. But if it's able to be filled, like if it's just a slow dribble, to take it. But it's their call, and it's just unfortunate.
On that play, was it something where maybe you guys were lined up too far back then to be able to come up and get it in time?
No, I don't think we were lined up too far back. It was just an unfortunate play, I think. Nobody really has any type of excuse or anything. It just happened, so I don't know. But I just think that it was just an unfortunate play, and I think we're going to learn from it.
You look like you smelled it out. I mean, you were on your way over there, I think, as soon as it was coming, before the rest of your teammates were.
Steve Staggs pointed out that there's another kicker out there, and that just gives him. He's studied a lot of film on the kickoff, so he knows he could tell by the number who the kickers were and everything. He told me, he's like, there's another kicker in there. So when another kicker moved, I just moved with him and try to stop the middle dribble. Just trying to do my part to help. Everybody has to do their part to help the team for that. So.
I mean, that was kind of like a grounder to short, in that area there. I mean, so for George and for Zach, I think Zach took out two guys, but and that's, hey, when it's coming that hard, don't hit it, otherwise it'll ricochet right back to the opponent. Is that kind of what you've been discussed? Or?
I mean, yeah, we work on that all the time. I mean, it's something we work on every Thursday. It's every Thursday and Friday, and it's just something that it just happened. We're gonna learn from it. I don't know how more how to explain it, what happened, but we know better now. So.
They're added incentive now, considering Minnesota the last couple of years has executed onside kicks against you guys.
Oh yeah, and we're definitely gonna be ready for that. They're gonna preach that every year. We're just gonna make sure the guys up front, just take the ball off the tee, and make sure the ball is kicked deep.